God is building this big testimony in your life, testimony of his faithfulness, testimony of what happens when you don't give up, when you keep believing God and you keep serving him. He's building you out to be a modern day Bible character who has great faith, who can be an example for other people. In my small beginnings, one of the small beginning times that I didn't mention to you yet is that, well, many of you have heard this story already, but some of you haven't. About 4 years, more than 4 years and some months after I started ministering. So now 4.5 years of feeling like it's going backwards, small beginning season for 4.5 years almost. I was ministering in the park and there was one person sitting there on 100-degree something day. And I was preaching to the one person and we had live stream going, which would just have a couple people, if that, at that time. And as I was in the middle of preaching, she gets up and leaves. So then I shift to looking at the live stream and I didn't know if even anyone was watching, but I didn't give up and I kept preaching. I finished the message. And the Lord was reminding me of this moment last night, and I see it with so much of a different perspective than I do back then. When that happened, all I could think was, this is hard. It's been years of this. It's like we're going backwards. This is hard. But I love you, God, and I'll keep obeying you. That was like my mind at that time. But today, I see it so differently. Today, I see that God orchestrated this moment for me to share this story in the future that would encourage thousands or maybe even millions of people. And that when they heard this testimony, it would lead to them not giving up because they heard that testimony. Hallelujah. It would lead them to not give up on God and depart from the faith. It would lead them to not give up on what God had called them to do, so they could be used mightily by God. They could be like a David. They could keep going because they heard this testimony of God's faithfulness. Hallelujah. And so I look back now and it encourages me today. It encourages me right now in my present tense situation in life. I am so encouraged that even my life today, God is still building a testimony that's going to encourage thousands, millions more in a deeper even way than my testimony thus far. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It helps me because so often we're just like, why, God? God, isn't this enough? God, can you bring the reward yet? Can you bring the increase yet? Can we increase at least a little bit, Lord? What, God, can some of the promises come? At least one. I've been going a while. It's been a long time. Can I have just one? But that's where we're at in our minds so much, when really God's saying, I'm going to use you to encourage and lift the faith of thousands of people, millions of people. Keep going. This isn't about your comfortability. This is about the rescuing of souls in the future. Of course you deserve reward. It's coming, but it's not yet, because this testimony is going to touch tons of lives. Hallelujah. And so in this small beginning, that's another reason why God has the small beginning be the way that it is because God is doing the same thing in your life that he did in mine. He's building a testimony that will lead many people to Jesus, that will lead many people to not give up, that will lead many people to see the goodness and the faithfulness of God. They will know that they can trust God. They will have the strength and courage to keep going because of your testimony. So it is worth going through the small beginnings. Don't despise the small beginnings. We rejoice in the small beginnings. God rejoices to see this work done that's leading to many souls coming to him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.